Hey guys, it's Ash here coming at you today. Ray Shot Legends. I'm not alone. I am joined by Aronius. Aronius, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, Ash? Thanks for having me on the channel again. I appreciate it.
I love having you on, man. We had you on like a while ago, a few months ago. People really enjoyed the collab. You guys should check out Aronius' channels. I would say you're up and comer, but you've been at it for a while now, man. And I just think this is going to be your year, dude. You have a great takes on content. You're a student of the game, and I'm love to talk about the new fusion here with you, Pelops the Victor. This is an Argonite fusion as well. He's a legendary HP-based Spirit Affinity fusion. And we haven't really talked much about this dude off air, so we're going to kind of give our first take. Before that, before we get into his kit, I got to ask you, the new fusion's returning. Have you seen like the whole system there on the What's Next in Raid video?
I did briefly watch the video, and I think that's going to be a decent system coming out into the game. I think it's going to be huge for a lot of players who, like myself, who came into the game a little bit late and maybe we didn't get past fusions. So I think that'll be helpful, especially if you don't want a certain fusion, but you go for them and collect those tokens. I think it's going to be huge.
Yeah, man. I think there's some like decent value there. I'm not sure if you saw, like, I'll probably make a whole video talking about the value of like, because they're tiered them off. They tier off the champions, like which is interesting that Plarium actually gave their, you know, their opinions on how powerful these champions are. But I think there's a couple outliers there. I want to say that maybe Rhodos is a tier 2 and Mad Hatter is a tier 2. And man, I think those should be tier 3. So I think there's some value champions. So we'll have another whole conversation maybe about that. We're also going to have a conversation about power creep in the game on your channel as well. So check that out, guys. I say all that to say, this dude, even if you don't like him, you might make a case that he's a must fuse to get your fusion points or whatever the heck, you know?
100%.
Which is very interesting. Now, I do think it puts an emphasis on just going for fusions, even if you don't necessarily, you know, need them. That being said, obviously, take a break if you're on burnout mode, right? All right, let's go over this guy's kit. I'm going to read it quickly for folks out there, then we'll kind of give our takes on it. Triumphant Blow is his A1. Again, this is an Argonite, so he's already going to be a beast in Faction Wars because it's very limited. Has a 100% chance when booked to place a decreased attack for 2 turns. Can't be resisted or blocked by block debuffs of the target's under HP burn. On his A2 ability, it's a 1 enemy target. Ignore 50% of the target's defense if they're under a burn. And the damage inflicted by this skill increases by 10% for every turn remaining on any debuffs on this champion and the target, up to 200%. Very interesting there. That's a lot of damage potentially. If the damage inflicted by this skill is less than 50% of the target's max HP, steals all buffs from the target and places a stun on them for 2 turns, can't be resisted if the target is under HP burn. Very interesting. We don't know multipliers, obviously, on this HP-based damage dealer. On Victor's Bounty, this is his A3, 4, booked down to a 3 turn. His A2 was a 4, booked down to a 3 turn as well. So 2 3-turn cooldowns, provided you want to book this guy. He has an increased attack and a Magma Shield on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the Magma Shield equal to 30% of this champion's max HP. Also a taunt for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. And then a passive effect. Decrease the damage all allies receive by 20% while this champion is not under a decreased defense debuff. Lastly, Master of Games. This champion is immune to stun, burn, and petrification debuffs. When an enemy attacks this champion, has a 100% chance of placing a burn debuff on that enemy for 2 turns. The chance decreases to 50% if this champion is under a decreased defense. Occurs once per enemy skill. Whenever an enemy attacks this champion, has a 50% chance to place a petrification debuff on that enemy for 1 turn. The chance increases to 25% if this champion is under a decreased defense debuff. Occurs once per enemy skill. He has resist in all battles by 60. I am going to go ahead and put the entire kit on the screen and move myself over to you. That way folks can go ahead and read the entire thing as well or screenshot it, yada, yada, yada. Man, I'm going to be real with you. When I first looked at this guy earlier today, just at really quick glance, I was like, all right. Kind of like another HP-based champion, but holy smokes, dude. I'm just going to come out and say, I think this guy looks sick. What do you think?
He does look super cool. Obviously, the aesthetics, they blow it out of the park all the time.
Yeah.
But in terms of his actual kit, it's not perfect. It's a little bit all over the place. I will say the damage, he does have one, seems like a very heavy damage ability. But on paper, we don't know. It's also an HP champion, and most HP-based nukers don't tend to be the hardest hitters. You know, you got Predator, who's obviously insane, but, you know, this guy does bring out some new type of kit abilities, which is Magma Shield. I think it's the first of its kind. You know, putting Magma
Yeah,
Shield
they're
actually
active.
next to Solinar. Solinar is based on his passive. When he revives, he places a Magma Shield on himself. But this guy is just placing it on everybody as an
Yeah,
active
he's got the
effect, which is
AoE
really
magma shield. Yeah.
yeah. So I do like that a lot. He does have some good synergy with HP burn. So the downside is obviously with the Mercurial set, the HP burns not really a thing of the past yet, but will be soon if everybody's putting everyone in 9-piece Mercurial. So that's going to be the challenging part. But the Magma Shield, I think, is going to be effective, especially against those Marius, those pesky Marius, and other heavy hitting damage dealers. So I do like that.
Do you have a heart ball
No.
cardiac heart on your account? Okay, so I have one, and let me tell you, man, I had it on Wixwell for so long. I put it on Marichka. I don't use Wixwell in the arena because I use it on a Titus team. And I put it on Marichka in the arena, and dude, I just kill people all the time just by getting hit. And I'm like, wow, I like the magma shield, you know? I'm sure other people are, yeah.
Especially when Marius, if they do the A3 and then do the A2 and you have magma shield and they don't realize it, you just kill yourself and you're like, ah, dang it. You just made a mistake. And you got to use the A2, which actually can be negatively impacting you because then you can't place the increased defense, which is damage mitigation on your entire team. So yeah, that magma shield comes in clutch.
I agree, dude. Okay, I'm gonna be real, man. I think this guy's a beast. I mean, obviously we don't know the damage. We don't know the damage, right? And you know, so him as an elite damage dealer, I don't know. But here's what I like about this guy. Number one is he's Spirit Affinity, right? Which is weird to say because for years and years and years that was a crappy thing. But in the Predator, in the Embreeze meta, in the Hilvies, I mean, like there's so many Force champions that are super meta right now. So I like that he's actually a response to that. I like that he has the taunt for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown with the magma shields, with the decreased damage on allies. But the coolest thing to me, or the thing that, maybe not the coolest, but one that really gets me excited is whenever an enemy attacks the champion, 50% chance to place a petrification on that enemy for 1 turn whenever he's attacked. Yikes. Like that is really powerful with a taunt. You have to attack him.
Yes.
Faction Wars, everybody's going to use this dude if you have him. I mean, because we're so limited, obviously, right? There'll be more options by then, but you know, we expect there to be a lot of Argonites coming out with the anniversary and whatnot. So we've got utility from that right there. We might have big time utility like stealing all buffs. Can't be resisted if they're under burn. 2-turn stun. Ignore 50% defense. It looks promising on the A2. And then to me though, dude, I just think the petrification with the taunt combo. And think about it this way: if you have him in a 9-piece protection, he doesn't have any like survivability failsafe, but in a protected taunt with a protected magma shield on everybody, going into petrification, I don't know, man. It seems like it could be a beast. But even if he doesn't hit hard, let's just say worst case scenario, right? Doesn't hit hard, you can make the case that you go for him just for the fusion currency. I forgot what they're called, right? Like for Faction Wars, and if you don't like him, then go for the fusion save up. But I imagine most people will be going for this dude for those reasons.
Yeah, I'm 100% going for this guy. There's no way I'm going to skip this guy, especially just the fact that it's a new Argonite champion. You got to go for him. Like at this point, you got Cassandra, and that's it. And then now this guy. So that's 2 legendaries, and legendaries are going to be better than epics or any other champs typically that are introduced into the game. So, you know, and then this guy has a very unique kit. It's unlike any other kit. I mean, they continue to release champions that just have these really unique kits that are different than others. And it's insane how they keep coming up with this stuff. Got to give a shout out to the devs and the teams who are creating these champions, because they continue to amaze me in how they change up the way they play the game.
No, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. And like, I'm just thinking this guy 9-piece Mercurial, forget 9-piece protection.
Oh yeah, that would be disgusting.
Just throwing every time he's attacked, he's not going to take any damage, but then he petrifies you. Oh man.
And then places the magma shield again. Oh my god, on a 3-turn cooldown.
And then the I don't know, man. I like those cooldowns too. But anyway, guys, let us know. Are you going to go for Pelops the Victor? Pelops the Victor. Are you going for him? If so, let us know in the comments below. Are you not intrigued by this kit? Are you skipping him? Let us know that as well. And check us out over on Aronius' channel, where we talk about all things power creep and arena and Mercurial and everything else involving Raid Shadow Legends. So thanks again for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. And as always, take care.